Today I'd like to talk to us about evangelizing the untouched mission field of the Native American people and the First Nation people. And I think one of the most common questions that I get is, how do I reach these Native people in these communities? I pastor near a reservation, so how do I reach them? And a lot of times they'll say they're very superstitious and traditional people, but let me say they're not as superstitious and traditional as you think. What I like to say here is the fact that being misunderstood can be very frustrating. The psalmist David talked about his frustration in Psalm 140. King Saul hated David. David was a threat to him, according to him. So David had to flee for his life. So one of the things that we need to understand today about Native American people is they are very misunderstood, and we need to change that if possible. Many struggles that they have today originates from being misunderstood. And Hollywood has really done this and has made the Native American people look everything except really what they are, because we know they're great people, fantastic people, the Native American people. The name team we're trying very hard to do away with the stigma of what Hollywood has made our people look like. These are great people, and we need to understand who they are. Nearly every tribe, every culture, they're very positive and they're very amazing people, and that's important in the hour that we're living. So evangelizing the Native American people, number one, we need to understand the culture. We can go to the libraries, we can go to the internet. Every tribe has its own website you can go to and learn everything that you can about it. Second, be friends and make friends among the Native American people. If you'll do this, many doors are open, and you will be blessed, and you'll be able to work in this mission field like you never have before. So it's important that we evangelize the Native American community. Every tribe is unique, and let me say this, there's over 600 tribes, over 300 languages, so what we need to understand is they're not all the same. Every tribe is different. They have their own police force. They are a nation within a nation, and we need to know that before we go on these reservations and try to reach the Native people. There are several things that we need to understand. One is Native people are people of celebration. They celebrate in the spring when they plant their crops. They celebrate in the autumn when they're harvesting their crops. In the summer, they pray for rain and they celebrate the earth. And then in winter, they pray for themselves and they pray for God's protection and from sickness, and that their health would be great. Another thing we need to talk about is powwows. There's a great misunderstanding about powwows today. One, powwows are not demonic like a lot of people think they are. It's a time of celebration. They have parades. People don in their native dress, and they dance, and they do all manner of things. They have great food. I think one of the things we need to understand is if you go to a nice restaurant, there's always going to be a bar in there where you can get liquor and all other kinds of things. When you go to a powwow, there's always the bad as well, but we stay away from that. But the thing for us to understand, and for the non-native, there's so much you can learn, and there's so much friendship that you can be made in the powwows, and that's great, and we should always look at that. And non-natives are always welcome to come and be a part of the powwows. It's just a great time. I love going to the powwows because I love the food, because it's awesome, and the people are beautiful, and we need to celebrate with them. Another thing, number 2, I want to talk about is Native Americans are innately spiritual. They believe in one God, they believe in the Great Spirit, but it becomes so exciting when we can introduce them to the one great and only Jesus Christ, that one true and living God that we serve, and to see what happens in their face and their life when they finally grasp a hold who Jesus really is. And that's exciting. Another thing is you have to respect elders, and you have to honor elders. And there's been much media lately about suicide, drugs, alcohol, women missing, but we can't, that happens in every culture. So what we have to do is we need to understand that we need to focus on trying to bring Jesus to them, because if we can give them Jesus, he takes care of all the rest. And that's very, very important. So these are challenges that our Native American people face every day. One other thing I want to mention is this. If you go on the reservation, ask permission. Talk to the elders. Don't go on there and start doing something without getting permission from the chief or the council. The best thing to do is find a family and begin to work with them in their home, teaching a Bible study and just praying together. That gives you an open door. And I would say this, at our main conference, we teach on all these things. We teach the proper approach, amen, to the reservation and to this great people. The last thing I want to mention is this. Church as usual don't work with the Native American people. We have to think outside the box. These people have been hurt for decades with religious groups coming in, taking their money, and then walking off and leave them, and they end up with nothing. And it happens over and over again. This group comes in with a tent revival, that one with a tent revival. And folks, it really don't work. We can't expect these people to come to our churches until we go to them and understand their culture, love them, that they can learn to trust us, and then they will come. The doors will open in this field, and you will be blessed above measure. And one other thing I want to say in closing. Armed with prayer, love, and understanding, we pursue our vision of no tribe left behind. Thank you.